live up.
I don't make songs for free. I make them for free. Don't believe.
Great morning, everybody. Thank you guys so much for being on. Welcome to the show, No Sugar in My Coffee. I am Coach Frank Sagasta. Hey, coaching beyond is real, right? So definitely thank you guys so much for being on. I know it's been a great weekend for us. It's been very exceptional. We had some friends come down from California, and it was good, man. We had a great time kicking it with them and having a great time, spending time listening to stories, old stories, man, that brought back a lot of memories for me. I think one of the greatest stories that we shared at the dinner table last night was probably doing, the prayers when we were on the battlefield. And, just getting off this morning, just getting off the prayer podcast that I do every single Monday, it was brought up, because it's electrifying. Like, I don't know how many of you guys have ever been to like a sporting event and you actually see, the players get down and they start to pray. And to me, there's a lot goes into that. To me, there's so much power in there, so much potential, so much energy in that. And so, doing that every single Monday morning is definitely exceptional. It's definitely a well-worthy thing to do. And of course, among all other days, but nonetheless, being with my BU brothers is always electrifying, always good to spend time with them in the morning and to do that and to hold them accountable to that. But this weekend we talked about that. It was like, I remember the times when we used to sit down on the football field after the game and really bring in a collection of different team members from the opposing team, and we come in and we do our prayer. But I think it was a good morale. It just brought a lot of chemistry together. To this day, there's a lot of cats that have definitely joined different universities, and they're still tight. You know what I'm saying? I love seeing that. So nonetheless, you've seen the topic. The topic is very very raw, very authentic, if you might. But the title today in today's show is "Please Excuse My Excuses." Are you hearing me? Please excuse my excuses. I was looking back on so many things, and like this morning, for a lot of people around the world that are watching via different social media sites, you'll know when today is Memorial Day. So it's an honorable day here in America. It's a day that we don't forget. But I heard an interview, and some college students that don't even know what Memorial Day. And I'm not putting down college. Do you hear me? I'm not putting down college, but I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of folk out there that don't know history. And I used to tell my students, listen, if you don't know history, you will be history. Are you getting what I'm saying? Like, it's something that you must get to a point where you start taking a little bit more discipline. And the excuses that I heard from this interview, the excuses that I heard, I was just blown away. Like, whoa, you see what I'm saying? Now, man, you understand where the title's coming from? Please excuse my excuses, because too many times we find people, we walk among people, or we meet people in life that are filled with excuses. And until you let go of those excuses, you will never achieve the mountain of success, the mountain of achievements. You'll have some great successful moments as you climb this mountain. But the reality is you'll never reach the pinnacle, the very top of the climate, the elevation, the very top of everything, until you let go of the excuses. So for some people, it's like, oh, I need to lose weight. But they always continue to go backwards. Like, they may do good for the first week. It's like everybody does a New Year's resolution, and then they fall short after 2 to 3 weeks. They fall short. And now that we're going into the 6th month of the new quarter, you're like, there's a lot of people we walk among that made that New Year's resolution. They were going to do something so phenomenal, just something so monumental that it was just going to blow people away. But then they started on the path, and then they found excuses, and excuses found them, and that's it. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's what I look at. And when you get to that point where you start making so many excuses for where you're at and where you want to go, and you always, because here's what I found that a lot of people's excuses are embedded in here. They haven't let go of the things in here. And it starts to stem and it starts to fuel in here. You see what I'm saying? And if you're looking to push anything, like when I looked at the Navy SEALs, when I looked at different individuals and all their drive, their fuel of persevering towards something worthy, it was all delegated and all resonated within those two areas, and they were able to accomplish things. No excuses. They didn't leave them behind. I mean, when you go into the BUDS program, when I was looking at the BUDS program, for those that don't know, it's the Navy SEAL program. But when I was looking into how they get dropped into ice cold water, I mean, just blistering cold, and then they're having to recalculate, do calculations. You know, the chief is not looking. The master chief is not looking for excuses. You know, Coach Wooden. When I was reading about Coach Wooden, I learned some things about Coach Wooden and how he was so passionate about his student athletes that he would drive them to, you know, to the point where they let go of their excuses. And that's what I'm getting at, is you have to let go of making excuses of where you want to go in life, how hard you were climbing the ladder, how hard you were climbing the mountain to succeed in something worthy. You know what I'm saying? And I believe with all my heart, man, like, yo, it's once you let go of the excuses of why you can't do something and you start honing in on why you should do something or why you need to do this, then you'll start seeing greater achievements. You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of it too comes down to a strong, worthy choosing. You know what I'm saying? A strong, worthy choosing. But man, I don't know about you guys, but I really believe that, you know, taking the time out to change your thoughts and change it will definitely change your world. Is one of those exceptional moments that you do in order to change those excuses. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, you know, I'm glad I was able to share that with you guys, because I know that, you know, being able to let go and change your thoughts will definitely help change your world, and you'll stop making excuses. And you'll stop making excuses on top of excuses. And so I hope that you guys share this information out there with somebody that you know is having excuses after excuses. You know what I'm saying? And I hope that there's somebody out there that is definitely taking the decision today to make a worthy decision today, that they're going to make a creed that they will go the rest of these last months of this year without excuses of what they want to attain the rest of this year. All right. So yes, you can. You can definitely go on to our website and grab the Kazan shirt. You could go on to www.getthat.t, okay, for the Kazan shirts. You know what I'm saying? And I look forward to always seeing somebody support, you know, our wounded warriors and buying my book. So I appreciate you guys so much for everything. I appreciate everybody on Facebook, everybody on Instagram, everybody on YouTube, Live Me, yes, and Periscope. I thank you guys so much for being on. I appreciate it. We got about 3 minutes. So I definitely want to say thank you guys so much for all the support in the last years and all the months and all the days and all the hours that you have spent with me. I appreciate you guys so much for sharing the videos out. And I appreciate every new YouTube subscriber. I thank you guys so much for sharing it out. Everybody on Periscope, I don't know if it might just be an error on their system, but nonetheless, I appreciate you guys for being on. One thing I like about Periscope is when they interact, you guys always share where you're from. And I appreciate that so much. I definitely appreciate that so much. There's nothing better than seeing where you guys are from. Yeah, absolutely. No sugar in my coffee with Coach Frank Sagasta. That's right, Coach Frank Sagasta with Coaching Beyond. Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Definitely. You see my new cup? That's my wife. My wife bought me this new cup. That's right. It was good. It was a great gift. I really admire this gift, especially with today being Memorial Day and all the fallen soldiers and all those that continue to serve. My appreciation to you as always, you know. So I hope that you took something worthy. As I said, no excuses. So take it for what it's worth and continue to go forward in the rest of these months of this year and keep achieving. Okay. I look forward to always engaging with other folks. I thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you guys. Have a great and beautiful day. As always, make every single day a masterpiece. I'm out.